What's good to the YouTubers? I hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, if you guys enjoy the video, you guys can always hit the like button, or if you guys want to keep up with the content, you guys can always subscribe. But today we are finally rounding out at least the Spider-Man suits for this particular Funko Pop wave for the new No Way Home Spider-Man film. This one is, I believe, the last one that is out thus far. Obviously there will be other suits that will be available, or other Funko Pops from other variants or other suits, but obviously I'm assuming those would probably be spoilers. You know, I'm not going to get anybody's hopes up, but there's a possibility of other Spider-Man being included in this particular wave. The villains, either we have not seen any of the villains. I believe they have like the Hot Toys the little collectible figures, and I think those showed a little bit of the villains, but we have not seen them in Funko Pop form. We did pick up the entirety of this wave. We already reviewed and unboxed the upgraded suit, the black and gold Spider-Man suit, and then just for good measure, we actually went out and did Doctor Strange. All of them are on the Funko Pop reviews, unboxings, little playlist that we made for you guys. So I'm very excited to get this guy open. I'll tell you guys why in a little bit as I crack this guy open, because I am very excited. This is definitely, we still have yet to know exactly what the suit is capable of. You know, it's basically all up for speculation, but let's crack this guy open and we'll take a closer look at what he looks like. Upon just like the initial inspection for this particular pop, I did notice obviously there's definitely some QC issues with the paint. I'm assuming probably just because there's so little space, and yet there's quite a few colors all mixed in together, but that's just the way that the suit is supposed to look. I will say the other thing that kind of drew my attention was just how Ben Reilly the colors are. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but just the dark blue with, you know, the contrast with the black and the gold, it really reminds me. I don't think Ben Reilly ever had gold on his suit, but it just reminds me a lot. It has that look, that feel. Again, I'm not familiar unless they've already revealed those details, and I'm just, you know, behind on all of my spec news, but I'm not sure what these devices are supposed to do, but this looks absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to actually see what the suit does. This seems to be one of those that has a little bit more intrigue compared to like the black and gold suit and other suits that have been featured thus far. So very exciting. It does come in a pose, and it does come with a stand. I have to say this is probably one of the more exciting pops in quite some time, primarily because this is a pose that we use in our display a lot. It does look like something that I would do like with a Marvel Legend or an SH Figuarts or a Mezco. It just looks like something that I would probably pose him in that particular way. So I absolutely love it thus far. The paint job, like I said, the colors, it's based on, you know, a suit from the film, so obviously you can't give too much credit, but I'll give credit just because of the colors on this. This is really good contrast, and it stands out really in any display. And I love, you guys know I love the use of stands. I love action poses, and this is exactly what we need when it comes down to Spider-Man figures. As you guys notice, a lot of the Miles, we're starting to use these little stands. Even like the 2020 has a stand, even though it's not like in an action pose or a fly pose, it's still used it, even though it's kind of like crouched over, but it had a really cool iconic pose, and it used the stands perfectly. I can't get enough of these stands. I absolutely love them. I feel like more Funko Pop should be integrating this style of Funko Pops. I know, like I said, I say this quite consistently. I think there's a lot of people out there that love, you know, the pure original form of what the Funko Pops were, where they're just like in a really generic pose. But this is, I think, the future of Funkos. I think this is where we want Funko to be headed with all of these. Let's put them on the rotating stand, and I'll give it its final score, guys. All in all, I have to say this is probably one of the more progressive Funko Pops out there. It utilizes the space perfectly that it has within the packaging. It also uses the stand extremely well, along with, you know, the pose of the figure. Now the paint job, like I said, it was a little bit sloppy in you know, particular areas, primarily around where, you know, like the three colors meet. So just keep an eye on that. It's not a deal breaker. I expected it, just because, again, lower end collectible, this is just kind of what happens with the paint job. But I feel like this might be one of those figures where you give it a pass. It's a lower end collectible. It's not really a must have in terms of, you know, the paint applications, but I feel like they nailed it perfectly here. I think the The colors are just very dark, but they contrast perfectly next to each other. And as I mentioned, the pose is fantastic. This is actually a pose that I have for some of my Marvel Legends Spider-Man, so I think it's going to resonate for almost all collectors across the board. So in my personal opinion, as I said, the paint applications were a little bit off, but I love the little fist, I love the little thwip hand, I love the pose that he's in. The stand as a whole, I think it just perfectly meshes together. I think this is a very solid 9. I feel like this particular wave really blew it out of the park. It shocked me. I think the one that really didn't obviously do it for me was the Doctor Strange, but obviously it's a Doctor Strange. I didn't expect him to do much, and it looks like in the film he's probably not really handling too many villains or anything like that. It looks like he's kind of a more chill, laid-back version of Doctor Strange. But this is definitely an iconic Funko Pop. I think this one is actually going to carry further than any of the other Funko Pops in this wave. But as always, guys, that is just my personal opinion. If you let me know what you guys thought about this particular Funko Pop in the comments section. Let me know if you guys plan on picking it up. Did you guys truly enjoy this wave? Are there some that you guys might not be picking up from this wave? Let me know in the comments section. As always, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, you guys can hit the like button. If you guys want to see more similar content, you guys can always subscribe. Thank you, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. We have a lot more Spider-Man coming at you guys, so stay tuned. Thank you.